Hey everyone, I'm Average and welcome back to another episode on Beginner's Guide to Bun. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at some launch arguments for Bun when we're executing our entry point, along with creating a script so we can just type in bun run start instead of having to type this out. So the first thing we're going to do is actually add a launch argument so we can customize our port here. So let's just run our entry point here so we can actually see our console, and I'm just going to print out the bun.argv here. You'll notice that we actually get our bun.exe, which is where our bun executable is located, and then our entry point there. If I do something like port 3000, you'll notice that we get that inside of our argv string array as well. But this is kind of because we still have to parse it ourselves. However, we actually don't, because Bun implements a utility for doing this, which is awesome. So here's the general syntax. We need to set these constants from destructuring our parseArgs. So let's import a new utility called parseArgs, and this is actually what we're going to use to get these destructured values. Pretty simple. Let's just give it a object here, and we need to supply it with our bun.argv. If we had another string array of arguments, we could use that as well, but obviously we're just going to use the bun supplied one. Next, we can do options, and this is where we're going to specify all of our different arguments. Here, we're going to say port. This is going to be a type of string. So we're also going to add strict true. This will basically throw errors if a argument is invalid. Let's say I supply a boolean here, the strict true flag will throw an error for that. We can also say allow positionals true, which is something we're going to need to do for the sake of the initial bun arguments that you see at the beginning. Let's actually log our values here, and you'll notice that we get our port 3000 right there. That's because the command that we're executing actually uses our argument already, where we supply the port. If we do values.port and we run this, we'll just get the port straight up. So this is really great because it actually now allows us to do kind of a fallback port of 3000, but also we can use our port if it's supplied. So we can say const port equals value.port, and if the port's field isn't supplied, it will just fall back to 3000. So if I don't include this, it will be 3000. But I can change it to something like 3001, as you can see. And this will allow us to access our web server on a different port. You'll see 3000 and 3001. 3000 no longer connects because we're running on 3001. So that's basically how you do arguments, launch arguments. It's super easy. Obviously, Bun provides a really great utility for that to make it as easy as it is. Next up, we're just going to do a really small thing in our package.json here. We're going to create a new scripts field. This is just going to be of type object. And in here, we are going to start off with our script being named start. And then this is where we will supply our command. So we're pretty much just going to rip the one from here. We can get rid of the port. We don't need that. And now we can just say bun start, and we'll start running on port 3000 with hot reloading already. Super easy, literally a 2-word command. We can still specify things like our port if we want to change it to port 4001, for example. Arguments are still allowed when using a script. And that's pretty much all for today's episode. We looked at launch arguments. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving a like and a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And with that being said, I'm Average. Have yourself a great day.